George, not sure whether you're happy or not, but your club World Cup has kicked off. Some great teams in there, but and then we will touch on it, and I will mention, can
Auckland
it be a
FC.
detriment to you for the start of the season as well? Because ultimately, it is a full-blown competition.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've said lots of people have been criticizing it, and I think look, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it will probably impact next season for the teams that progress far into it. But I do think a big club tournament every 4 years involving all the teams over the world has the possibility to be something that's quite good going forward. I think it'll take a little bit of time to build it and it needs to build a reputation. But ultimately, it will help bring money to these other nations, like Auckland FC, for example. Is that the team that flew over, got pumped 8-0, 10-0 by Bayern? Like, what an opportunity for them to come and play these teams in this country on a big stage. And the viewing figures are pretty decent,
The
despite the
view,
timings of the
George, the
fixtures.
viewing figures might be, but I don't know if you watched the Chelsea game.
Yeah, but if you have a game at 12 a 12 p.m. on a Monday in any country, who's gonna turn up? Like unfortunately, that's just because they're trying to
You,
put it around European
you
times.
would for a World Cup game.
You would for a World Cup game, but it's not as big as that, is it? But I bet if you get throughout the tournament, you'll see crowds are picking up. There was 80,000 odd at the game not last night, night before. Was it the Boca Juniors game? I mean,
That's on
look,
South Coast, right? That was that in Florida.
yeah, Miami, wasn't it? I think it's good what they're trying to do. I think it will hamper teams going into next season, but if they make it a reward worth playing for, ultimately teams will go for it. And I think later in the tournaments, you're going to see some quality games between quality sides. At the minute, it's sort of good sides against shit sides, but you have that in the World Cup as well, the main World Cup.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
not forget, like half the teams in the World Cup are absolute scrubs. So yeah, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think it's getting unfair criticism. And I like what they're trying to do with it. It's better than it was before, that's for sure. Just in December or whenever it was, once every year, the European teams would just dread being there. This feels like it's a step in the right direction, I'd say.
Cully, your thoughts on it?
Haven't seen a single second of it. When I saw the Bayern Munich score, I thought it was a friendly. Didn't even realize it had kicked off. Hardly seen any promo. But I don't really watch that much TV. But hardly seen
I mean,
any
when your
promo.
team's sort of languishing 15th in the table, I guess
Um,
the thought of going
but if
to
you let me
international
finish,
competitions way off.
I think if your team's in it, you're going to care. I think it's one of those, and with the prize money being what it is, and the financial restraints, I think it's you've got to go for it. I mean, it's huge money. Like you can't not go for it. I
But
think
it is.
George is spot on right. I mean, I might start watching it in the knockout phases, like because of my team's nowhere near it. I just don't care enough, you know.
Yeah,
But
you've
once
got
it gets
the
to the
you've
knock,
got the
And I'll be
likes
the
of,
same.
yeah,
I'll be the same.
Bayern Munich, Real Madrid in those knockout stages.
yeah, but we see,
Yeah,
in all
PSG,
fairness,
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
obviously it's a
in all
European
fairness,
team.
I'm more interested, if I'm perfectly honest, is to see the South American teams against us, like
Yeah,
because you've got these are the teams. I mean, this sound I don't mean to sound rude to them, but if they've got young players in there, like it's a great showcase as well. Let's not forget that for a lot
yeah.
of players, it's a showcase. Europe is where it's at. All right, you know, Saudi's got the money, but Europe is where it's at. So it gives people an opportunity. I'm not against it. I think look, I'm being honest because my team's not in it. I think I don't care, right?
Yeah,
But I I think when once it gets to the knockout stage, and I think it'll be real like it'll be a bit like any cup competition because it's new. The teams won't really care too much at this moment. You get to the knockout stage, every team will care.
yeah.
That's what
They're
I
all going
believe.
to want to win, aren't they?
They're all going to want to win it. They're all going to have a chance. So I think it'll become a good tournament. I like the. I'm with George. I like the idea. I
It's
don't
better
think
than
they've
it was
blocked
before,
it
isn't
right.
it?
I think they put it in the wrong country. If I'm perfectly, I know they've done it
Mm.
for the World Cup, but I think if you want to kick it off, you need to go to a football-loving nation,
Yeah,
right?
I
They
do
could have
agree
put
with
it in
that.
South America or Mexico's
Yeah.
part of the World Cup. Put it in Mexico, right?
South
Put it-
America would have been huge, wouldn't it? Like the
South
crowds would have
America
been
would have been
ridiculous.
home advantage for them.
Yeah.
It would have.
None of
They
them
should
work.
have gone. They should have gone to a football-loving nation.
Yeah.
Even Japan, like South Korea, you say Monday lunchtime. If it was Japan, South Korea, those stadiums would be full, no matter what time of day. You know.
Yeah, well, football's just not got
Yeah.
the following in the States, has it? And obviously they're
I
trying
agree,
to
but-
build that up. But it doesn't have the following.
If you want the tournament to kick off and build prestige,
Yeah. Yeah.
go first where the crowds are, and then take it to America. You
Yeah,
know?
I agree with that. I think that's actually
So I
that's a
think
really
that
good
side
point.
of it,
Yeah.
that side of it is crap. But like I said, come knockout, I'm hoping like that. I think it's Palmeiras are in it, Boca.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's good to see.
I'm
Like, I mean,
really looking forward to seeing them go against the European teams.
yeah. Well, if you look, like when it was once a year, I can't imagine any neutral would ever sign in for any of the games. I mean, I didn't. Never signed in for any of the games. The only time I've ever watched a Club World Cup is when Chelsea's been in the two finals in
United,
22
same.
and
watched United
2013. Like other than that, I've never watched a single game of the tournament. But now I will definitely, if I'm sat there and a game's on, especially in the knockout stages, maybe not in the groups, but when you've got teams like Atletico PSG played each other, for example, and PSG pumped them 4-0. You can't take the PSG aren't taking that seriously. They're thinking, look, we're European champions. Let's go win the Club World Cup as well. Like, I will be. There's some quality teams in it, and whether they take it seriously, I don't know.
The other good thing is every team has got their stars there as well, right? It's not like they've gone, you know what, we're going to put our reserves there, gonna play our reserves. Even I said Trent didn't play that well, but he's gone and played there.
Took a hammering.
You've got your new signing, number 9, up front playing as well, and it's good to see all that as well, right? It's not gone. You know what? We're shoving the under 20, shoving our reserves and let them have a run about and play. It is going. Do you know what?
Apparently, they're not allowed to do that. FIFA have somehow mandated you've got to play strong teams.
If the prize money is 100 million, I think they've got a right to do that, right? But the thing is, like genuinely, and like, I'd love Chelsea to bomb next year, right? Like we did this year. Like, how's it going to affect the players? Like, not just this season coming.
Yeah.
And then you got the World Cup as well, and Chelsea have got World Cup players, right? Yeah. It's all right if it's a team with not that many World Cup slots, but you're looking.
Well, that's the issue of it, isn't
it? 3
3
seasons, constant football.
That is the issue with it. It's because the players play too many games probably as it is, and everyone says, "Oh, they paid so much money. I'd do the same thing." But that's not the point. Football is an intense sport. They're training every day. They're playing in these sorts of temperatures over the summer. They're going to have 2 weeks off, and then they're back into their pre-season campaign. It is crazy the amount of exertion we're putting on young footballers' bodies, and it will probably. I think we're really going to struggle to see play. I think we're already sort of seeing it. It's rare now that a player is playing at the top level at even like 32. Like you look at Salah, he's one of the oldest players in the league doing it at that level. Whereas their primes used to sort of be 28 to 32. It's now almost like 22 to 28. You sign a 28-year-old, you think they're getting on a little bit. So maybe we're just going to see it's going to be even more of a young man's sport unless you can somehow keep your body in shape. But I think injuries.
I think what it comes down to on that is the players who rely on pace are going to burn out quicker, right? The slower players or more thinking players, they'll last longer, because they just don't exist. But that's always been the case, like the sharing of before 3 years and all.
Final question.
But the fitness levels have gone up.
Before we close on this, final question I've got is: who do you think will actually win it?
Chelsea.
Yeah,
I haven't seen.
I think PSG. I think PSG are a class above. They were in Europe, and I mean they just pumped Atletico 4-0. So how can you argue with that?
Personally, I'd like Boca or Palmeiras, one of the South American teams. United aren't in it. I've got nothing for it. But
they're passionate about it. So look,
what about that? What about the best team in Europe, Arsenal? Are they in it?
Oh yeah. Best team. Yeah, I know they didn't make the cut, so not won anything in Yonks, did they?
Well, let's wait and see. Enjoy. Thanks, guys.